In this problem, we have 4 cosine squared theta minus 3 is equal to 0. Remember, in order for us to solve trigonometric equations, we must first isolate the trig equation. So we're going to begin this problem by adding 3 to both sides. We get 4 cosine squared theta is equal to 3. Then we will further isolate by dividing both sides by 4. So cosine squared theta is equal to 3/4. And at this point, it feels like we're done, but we're not because we don't have just cosine. We need just cosine. So how do I undo a squared? We use the square root method where you take the square root of both sides. But remember, back in the beginning of the year when we isolated something using a square root of both sides, what did we have to remember to add? We had to remember to add the plus or minus because a positive thing squared and a negative thing squared both give us the same answer. So we're going to get plus or minus. And then how do I do the square root of a fraction? Well, you do the square root of the top over the square root of the bottom. So this will give us cosine of theta is equal to positive or negative square root of 3 over 2. That means we want all of the angles theta where the answer to what is the cosine of this angle is either positive square root of 3 over 2 or negative square root of 3 over 2. That gives us a lot more answers because if we look, what has a cosine of positive square root of 3 over 2? Well, that is pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6. But what has a cosine of negative square root of 3 over 2? Well, that's 5 pi over 6 and 7 pi over 6. So we can see we get all the over 6 answers here. So what is our final answer to this question? Well, theta is going to have 4 answers. Pi over 6, 5 pi over 6, 7 pi over 6, and 11 pi over 6. 4 answers to a cosine squared question.